Up to this point, we already seen several endpoints, all with HTTP protocol. In real life, especially production, you should always use HTTPS. HTTPS will encrypt your data during transmission, which will protect the communication between your browser and server from being intercepted and tampered by attackers. For example, when attackers intercept data, they would only see random characters instead of credit card details. The only way to enable HTTPS on your website is to get a TLS certificate, sometimes called as SSL certificate, and install it on your server. TLS certificates are issued by certificate authorities or CA. The role of CA is to be a trusted third party in the client-server relationship. Basically, anyone can issue TLS certificates, but only the publicly trusted CAs are supported by browsers. For development purpose, we can create self-signed certificate, but when this self-signed certificate is deployed, browser will not trust it. By using HTTPS as secure transport, when attacker sniffs network packet, he will not get the plain sensitive data. Instead, he will get encrypted data. If he needs to decrypt those data, he will need secure key for the HTTPS certificate. To create self-signed certificate, we can use tools like Java key tool. This syntax will create self-signed certificate with 10 years validity period. You can copy-paste the syntax from course resource at last lecture. The certificate will have name API security.p82. Now, we will set the Spring application to use this certificate. Copy the certificate into folder Source, Main, Resources, Key Store. Then, on the application.yaml, we need to configure the certificate using this configuration. Now, if we try any endpoint from Postman collection, we will get error message indicating we need HTTPS. Try it. Change the URL to HTTPS. and we will get error. By default, postman will validate the certificate. Since we use self-signed certificate, which is not issued by authorized certificate authorities, we will reject it. In Postman, we can disable this validation from settings and disable the validation. Now, we can access the HTTPS. Things will be more complicated if we use front-end application from browser. For example, we will use the React greeting form. In the React source code, I will change the API URL into HTTPS. Before click the button, enable Chrome Developer Console. When we press the button, we will not get any response. Instead, in the console, we will get error indicate certificate invalid. So, for simplicity of the course, I will revert the React back to HTTP and disable the HTTP configuration on Spring application. In production, I'd like to emphasize the importance of having HTTPS installed. Having certificate installed in each service sometimes not a best approach. Certificate has valid period, which means when the period expired, certificate must be replaced with new one. If we install certificate in all of our application, say 50 services located across multiple servers, we must replace all 50. Sometimes, certificate installed on the firewall or load balancer. So, the client access endpoint from load balancer or firewall through HTTPS, then the load balancer or firewall remove the encryption and forward it to respective service on HTTP. This technique is known as SSL offloading.